Today we are looking at one of the latest drops from Boom Studios. We are looking at Keanu Reeves, Matt Kindt's, Ron Garney's, and Bill Crabtree's BRZRKR. What's going on, Omnibuddies? Mitch here, and today, like I said, we are looking at BRZRKR. Now, I have the deluxe slipcase edition here. The deluxe edition is literally the exact same thing, except for it doesn't come with a slipcase. So the deluxe and the deluxe slipcase, same thing. So if you are able to track down the slipcase edition, or if you don't feel like paying more money for a slipcase and just want the same book, hey, you can pick up the deluxe edition and you're getting the exact same content. All right, so this, like I said, comes to us from Keanu Reeves and Matt Kindt and Ron Garney and Bill Crabtree. This was originally a Kickstarter book, and you could get a whole ton of exclusives, and there were other types of like covers and slipcase editions and all that kind of stuff. And the price, frankly, went way up over what you'd be paying for the regular deluxe edition. But you know what? As I usually do, I hold out on backing Kickstarters from Boom, because I know for the most part you're going to get the exact same content, and usually you can still get the slipcase edition if you're quick enough through the distributors in your local comic shops, or like your online distributors like Organic Price Books. Hey, if you want to grab this book from OPB, you can use my code Omnibuddy for $2 off every order of 1, 2, 3 books. If you're ordering 4 books at a time, you can use Omnibuddy Ship It Together. Get 5% off your entire order, but they will all ship together. So be careful of ordering them all at one time if you're pre-ordering, because then you're going to be waiting a long time for those pre-orders to come in to get your books that are in stock. Anyways, all right, so this book, man, it's glorious. I tore through this book, I think in 2 days. I read it like for a couple hours one evening, I think on like Friday night. And then on Saturday morning, I spent a few more hours piling through this book, and it was fun. All right, I'm gonna stop talking about it like this. Let's lay it down on the table and check it out. All right, so here we have the deluxe slipcase edition of BRZRKR. There is the front of the slipcase. Here is the nice red spine with some of that foil embossing on there. And then we have the creators. And let's see, here is the other side. I have a bit of a beat up, damaged copy from OPB, but I knew that's what I was getting. So all good, and this has that awesome foil fist on here and blood foil on there. Super cool. Yeah, all right, let's open this thing up. We'll put that case off the side there. All right, so here is the actual deluxe hardcover. If you order the deluxe hardcover edition, not slipcase edition, this is actually what you'll get. So not bad. Definitely not bad if you don't want to spend the extra dollars to grab the slipcase edition. The deluxe does retail for $49.99 USD, and again, this is by Boom Studios. So for creators, we have here. Let's just open this thing up here. So we have here we go. So this is written and created by Keanu Reeves and Matt Kindt, illustrated by Ron Garney, colored by Bill Crabtree, and the letters are by Clem Robbins. So again, this is by Boom Studios. So it's got some nice thick paper on here, really good quality. I'm getting that little bit of a chemical-y smell, but not too bad, not too bad. It's a pretty par for the course for these Boom books. Oh, I do gotta say, it's got this nice gloss, spot gloss on the cover here. This red and the white are all spot gloss. Really nice, in this like dark black or dark gray, maybe black cover. A little bit of spot gloss on the back too. An immortal warrior cursed with violence. So super cool. All right, so this collects the 12 issues of the original full run of BRZRKR. This was again a Kickstarter story. This was a Kickstarter book on Boom's Kickstarter, and they had a whole bunch of different editions, slipcase editions. They had a bunch of crazy stuff on there, and creator exclusive signed things and all that. But it was not cheap, I will say that. So I, like many others, realized that Boom usually comes out with the slipcase and the regular editions with all the basically the exact same content in the book. It might not come with like the extras or the signed editions or anything like that, or the crazy slipcover editions, but you'll be paying for those if you want them. So I do gotta say, it starts off with BRZRKR, who is kind of has a little bit of a Keanu Reeves look to him, and I do gotta say, like, they talk about this panel structure in the back of the book and the extras, but right off the bat, I was like, okay, they're having some fun here, because I mean, does anyone else see a bit of the sad Keanu resemblance meme in here? Maybe just a little bit. I don't know. That's what I got from it. But starts off with sad BRZRKR, or B as they call him in the book. And he basically starts monologuing right away and kind of juxtaposes the sadness with then anger. And then his eyes start to glow. And yeah, a little bit of a BRZRKR thing going on here. So it basically kicks right into high gear as he is on a mission with some other special forces, and boom, who needs a rope? Who needs a chute? We just jump here and we go down and we punch people so hard their eyeballs are popping out of their what's left of their heads. So this is definitely not a book for the faint of heart who do not ascribe to gore in their books, because this is ultra violent and pretty gory all around. I do gotta say, I love the artwork of this book, how it is very stark and thick with the black lines and the uses of kind of a negative space almost, with him coming out of the dark like this, and some definite interesting paneling, not super crazy or anything like that, like pretty easy to follow. The Brave and the Boys, Jake, should be able to follow along. Love you, Jake. But here you can see, you know, basic 3-panel, basic, what is this, 4-panel here. Little bit of tilts and things like that for some stylization and some overlap. So not too bad for the craziness. Very easy to follow. But yeah, as you can see, it gets real fast with the gore, with the violence. And you're pretty much introduced to him to be in BRZRKR mode and him doing absolutely insane things. I just watched Deadpool, was it 2 the other day, and he shot through his hand too. So a little ache into that there. But anyways, really cool, really well done, very interesting like action sequences in here. Like I said, it's very straightforward, but overall the sequences, the action is pretty fun and pretty interesting, pretty cool. And he definitely does get messed up pretty hard, pretty quickly, pretty often. So yeah, the gore is all over the place. And after the first action sequence, you're introduced to kind of some more characters besides his buddy who he's working with. And then you are then introduced to a bit of a psychological aspect of this book, where he's talking to apparently his therapist, doctor, whoever, and she is walking through some of his trying to figure out his past life. And it becomes apparent that he is having a hard time remembering things, even though he has apparent perfect memory, which wasn't totally like easily readable for me. Like, I didn't really understand, like, wait, they're saying he has perfect memory, but he can't remember where he came from and why he is. But they do get into that a little bit. It's more of like a repressed thing and things like that. Anyways, so they do actually flip back and forth quite a bit between his history and where he came from and where he is now. So they do jump back and forth quite a bit, and it's done through the kind of discussion voiceovers of him and his doctor talking back and forth and talking through it with some of the dialogue there. But as you can see, it does get a little crazy. It's not just like, oh, it's a science thing, it's a magical thing or anything like that. It does get pretty like mystic, gods, and some fun stuff in there. I won't say too much more about it because it is pretty cool how it goes about revealing a lot of this stuff. And there are some really cool reveals in here. So I will say, like, it's a book that hits a lot of the notes of a immortal berserker, immortal being who, cannot die and is cursed to fight. It has a lot of those classic tones and themes, but it does flip it on its head here and there and do some interesting, cool takes with it, which is very fun and nice to see that it's not just a straightforward, hey, this is how it is, and this is what everyone else has done, and this is also how we're going to do it, but we're going to do it with, Keanu Reeves as the main character, which, I mean, that's a selling point right there anyways, because, I mean, the man is a treasure. He is more than a national treasure. He is a wonder of the world. I love Keanu. Anyways, some very cool things happen. Very cool storyline. Different people are introduced throughout the book, and different time frames are explored, and different, I won't say realities, but ideas of what could be, of why he could be the way he is are explored. And so you never really know exactly what it is until the last two issues ish in there. But very cool, very fun. You do get to understand some of these characters a little bit better. Shadow organizations, shadow governments, cults, all of that is in here. So super fun, super cool read. It was not a long read. As you can see, a lot of these pages have very little dialogue. It's very, very action heavy, and it's definitely a quick read. I think I read it in two to three sittings over the course of maybe 3 hours or so in here, and it was really cool. It was really fun. I definitely enjoyed the whole ride. It never really stalled out or delayed or felt drawn out or anything like that. It was one of those stories that definitely clips along at a good pace and has good reveals in each issue. So there's never really an issue that is superfluous or anything like that. It is every issue is important and reveals something interesting and new to the story, to the characters, to the arc. I will say here, let's keep that open there. I'll keep a finger there so I can get back to it. I did a quick stretching of the binding. I read the whole thing once and I'm flipping through it now. And that is our eye hole. So not much of an eye hole, but it definitely lays flat enough to where when there are, let's see if I can find a big spread here. Let's see. I mean, you get the idea. You don't lose any art in the spine. There's no gutter loss or anything like that. Let's see. I'm trying to find big 2-page spread. There's not a ton of 2-page spreads. There are some, but let's see. Come on. Where are they? Anyways, you can get an idea. Like, all the art is in there. You don't lose anything in the gutters or anything like that. So definitely a great one. There are a ton of extras in this book, which is super cool. And these extras are beyond just like sketch processes, art processes, and layouts. There is a ton of different interviews in here with Keanu, Matt, and I believe there's some other stuff in here too, but primarily the two creators on here, and they talk about like full page layouts. This is the one I was talking about where him sitting on the bench and then, you know, moving from sad to angry in these two panels, and just the subtlety in there, and then just the eyes light up. Very cool stuff that they talk about in here. And go through a whole bunch of the pages and their decisions and their, you know, their thought process and processes behind it. Very fun, very cool. I really enjoyed reading these. It was pretty quick read afterwards too, just perusing through and just seeing how they each, what they each thought about each of these pages. And yeah, even there you can see there's really no gutter loss in there, right at the end of the book too. So really solid binding, no loose pages or anything like that, but binding wasn't creaking, cracking, whatever, very much. So very cool. And then you have your huge cover art gallery, which is cool because, I mean, this is one of those books that had a ton of extra covers going on with the single issues and all of that. And then, oh, Matt Kindt's watercolors, so gorgeous. So yeah, so it had a ton of really good covers in here. So it's fun to see all of these at least most, if not all of these covers included in here. I was gonna say, this looks like TMNT. It is. It's Eastman. There he is. And then, I mean, come on. How's that not Keanu? But anyways, and then a little bit about the creators in here. And then that is the entirety of the book. Super fun, really great book, really good binding, good quality. Definitely a great production by Boom, and a great story by Reeves and Kindt, with great art by Garney and Crabtree. Wow, did I really love this book. I had so much fun with it. It was very reminiscent of, you know, the classic Keanu Reeves BA story like John Wick or something like that, where he is just like an unstoppable machine. But it also had kind of that feel of like Rucka's Old Guard, where they just can't die. And then just great, super good art to go along with it, and really interesting story. But it wasn't just like a dude can't die and is, you know, fighting. It had a lot of like deep issues that it went into in his history and what the world has gone through and really turned into, and the goals of each party included in the story. So had some really good twists and turns that weren't like phoned in or anything like that, and really had a lot of depth to them, which I definitely appreciated, that it wasn't just this berserker dude just going on killing sprees and cannot die and being sad about not being able to die. While it had a bunch of that, the underlying issues that were being dealt with and everything around it, so good. I really enjoyed it. I thought the art that accompanied it was really well done and really fitting, along with the coloring and all of that. Absolutely love this book. I would love to see a follow-up and how they do a follow-up to the series. I know that they have more coming out that is like his, like, you know, so it's kind of like a prequel series that's coming out that's talking about other times of his life that weren't necessarily touched on in this story. So that's super cool. I would really also love to see what they do after this story, because they definitely leave it open with some options of what they could explore afterwards, and that could be pretty exciting too. So I'm really excited to see what they're doing with the prequel stuff, but I think it has a lot of options going forward too. If, like I said before at the beginning, you can find this on OPB, you can use my codes. Super cool book. I would definitely jump on it sooner rather than later, especially if you're looking for a slipcase edition. I'm not too sure that you're going to be able to find the slipcase edition very easily, but like I said, the regular deluxe hardcover is literally the exact same book, just without the slipcase. So if you're not necessarily needing that, well, then you can just go for it and have fun. Definitely a great book. Definitely recommend. All right, that's it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, do all those things. But the most important thing to do is comment. Let me know in the comments what your favorite Immortal book is. A book dealing with an immortal character that cannot die. This is definitely a super cool book and is up there. I'm really actually going to, because I come up with these questions kind of off the top of my head while I'm filming, so I'm going to have to think about it. I mean, I loved Old Guard. That's a great story too. Does Hellboy count as immortal? I don't think so. Probably not. I mean, maybe, I don't know. Who knows? All right, let me know in the comments who your favorite immortal character in the comic book universe is. All right, that's it. Take care. Stay cool.